Hello Libra, welcome to December. All right, so for the beginning of the month, we are asking, where should you be directing or focusing your attention or energy this month? Okay, where should Libra be focusing or directing energy and attention this month? All right, let's get at least one more. So yeah, I mean, really, like, tarot is meant for, to offer clarity and guidance. It's a perfect tool for really, like, expanding your consciousness, expanding your awareness. And that is what the universe does. The universe is constantly in expansion, right? Constantly growing. And, one of the Hermetic principles is as above, so below. So, we in our lives are mimicking, what is happening in the universe, or the multiverse. Could be either one. All right, so Libra, here we go. We have the Messenger of Air, Ten of Fire, High Priestess, and the Seven of Water. Okay, Messenger of Air. Okay, give me a second as I feel into this a little bit. Okay. Yeah, so first of all, I'm really feeling, okay, so these two together, right? The Ten of Fire and the High Priestess. This is really giving, these are both giving the vibes of like High Priestess. Like, I feel like this woman here in the Ten of Fire is creating magic, right? Like, these pieces of paper are floating around, and and she's lighting them on fire, just by like touching them or looking at them. And she kind of has this, like, I don't know, this dress that kind of gives me High Priestess vibes too, just being magic. And the High Priestess, that's what she is. She's magic. She's just this, I just love her. I feel like she is the epitome of this beautiful feminine energy, that is, feminine energy is not just soft and nurturing and loving. Feminine energy is also chaos, okay? The energy of death and rebirth is a feminine energy, okay? And the death and rebirth is like the volcano, right? So I'm from Hawaii, and on the Big Island, the volcano is going off. And, while it's spewing out all of this lava, it is destroying all kinds of things, right? Whatever life is around it is incinerated. Trees, animals, whatever. Well, the animals have fleed by that point, but whatever life is around is being incinerated when this lava comes up. But at the same time, the lava cools, and it's creating new land, right? Especially when we see the lava going into the ocean, it's actually creating new land. And so new growth, the island is expanding. And so it's this very beautiful energy of like of death, but of rebirth at the same time. And soon enough, as the lava cools and the land becomes hard, there's sprouts of new life that pop through. And that is feminine energy, right? Because we carry the feminine carries the womb of creation. Okay, so I feel like this High Priestess, she is really the epitome of just like this beautiful feminine energy. The feminine is also the moon, right? And connecting to the shadow. And the High Priestess, like, she's connecting to intuition. Like, that is her gift. She's tapped in, right? She's tapped into the knowing that exists behind the veil, right? Like, she kind of has this veil, kind of like this haze over her, like it's you know, she sees through things, okay? And so, and that is really like her magic power of being connected to like this sacred knowing, this sacred knowledge that is like kind of hidden, right? Like the esoteric, okay, like magic, you know? And this Ten of Fire here is also like holding this magic in her hands. So traditionally, Ten of Fire would be like equivalent to the Ten of Wands, and that is an energy of like letting go of burdens, okay? That's magic too, if you think about it, right? Like being able to let go of burdens is a real gift, okay? And it's a real skill. And this woman here in this card is like, she is just allowing that to be incinerated with just like the brush of her hand, you know, those things that she no longer needs to carry is just poof, gone, okay? Okay, so that is the central energy here. That is like what is asking for your attention. I really do feel like it's tapping into your intuition, tapping into your inner knowing, tapping into your magic. That is what is coming through here for you. And because I feel like when you do that, that really opens up a lot of options for you, okay? The Seven of Water is here, and it's like, you know, this woman is sitting here and she's like, she's got all of these things in front of her. And it's almost, I feel like she's choosing which one she wants to be. I feel like she's like, you know, she's kind of like this shapeshifter. She's like kind of a magical fairy too. And she's choosing which one. Do I want to be this fish today? Do I want to be this fish today? Do I want to be this clam today? Right? Like she gets to like really choose like how she wants to show up in the world. And I feel when you tap more into your intuition, that really allows you to, you know, show up in a way that you get to like really make choices about like, you know, who you are, who you want to be, you know, what persona, what archetype is going to serve your highest and greatest good. And, you know, and we don't have to be that one all the time. We can move through those, right? Just like the archetypes in tarot, you know, the queens and the kings and whatever, you know, you want to embody all of those, and one is going to show up more strongly, you know, in that particular need than another one might, right? So say you have to really embody this archetype of being a good communicator, being very clear in your communication, being very concise in your words. So you're not going to show up as, you know, the king or queen of fire. You're going to show up as the king or queen of swords, right? Okay. So, but also like really to be able to have that freedom of allowing all of these different archetypes of who you are, all of these different aspects of who you are to show up, is to really lay down the burdens that, you know, other people may be placing on you about like their expectations of who you are, right? Like all of these papers on fire is like, you know, oh, I'm expected to be this, you know, kind, nurturing person, you know, who is always like, you know, giving my care and whatnot to others. Or I'm expected to be this, you know, perfect employee who, you know, never comes in sick and, you know, puts the company's needs first. Or I'm expected to be a partner who, you know, is always selfless and always like, you know, doing everything to maintain the home and the family or whatever. These are all the expectations, right, that other people put on you. And you really have to embody this high priestess of like knowing who you are, right? Like, because crucial to accessing your intuition is like really knowing who you are, okay? Because there's like this element of knowing like what is yours and what is not yours, right? With the high priestess. And so with the Ten of Fire, it's like, you know, she's burning up all of these expectations that other people put on her. And through the High Priestess, she is instead, allowing all of these aspects of herself to show. And she gets to choose which aspect, she wants to be in at the moment, right? Because if somebody is holding an idea of you of, oh, she's so nice, she's always so giving, and like she's so loving and nurturing, and then you think that you need to show up in that way every single time, no, that's a burden, right? Because that's not practical, that's not realistic, that's not who we are. We all have these different aspects of ourselves, right? And we all have days where it's like, no, I'm sorry, I can't be loving and nurturing and giving to you today because I need to give to myself today. I'm feeling depleted, And so I feel like when you tap into your High Priestess, right, this knowing of who you are, this tapping into your intuition, then it allows you to actually really like express yourself in a very authentic way. Okay. Yeah, and the messenger of air. I just really feel like, she's bringing that knowing forward. She's bringing that knowing forward for you. Yeah, very interesting. Okay, so a little bit of a short one today, Libra, for you, but really like to sum it all up, it's, release any expectations of what you believe others to, want from you, or what you believe others think you should be. And instead, like, really tap into the knowing of who you are and be okay with expressing yourself in different ways. Be okay with allowing all the different aspects of yourself to be revealed, okay? Because none of us are just like one thing. We're all the things. And sometimes we want to suppress certain parts of us. And I feel like the messenger of air is also like very much saying like, no, like that all of those things should be known, all of those things should come forward, all of those things should be present. Of course, like, if we're feeling super bitchy or whatever, that doesn't mean we can, it's okay to go and like, start crapping out at everybody. But it is okay to say like, hey, I'm feeling like this today, and so I need you, I need some space or whatever, right? It's okay to allow that aspect of yourself to be expressed in a healthy way. Okay? Alrighty. Love you lots. And if this resonated with you, let me know. If it didn't, let me know. Like, let me know your thoughts. I'd really love to create community here. So yeah, let's have some conversations. Alrighty. Love you lots. Bye-bye.